Okay, so here we are continuing on Esther chapter 9, verse 20. ויכתוב מרדכי את הדברים האלה. So Mordechai wrote down these words, הדברים האלה. וישלח ספרים, and he sent books or letters, אל כל היהודים, unto all of the Jews, אשר בכל מדינות, who were in all of the provinces, המלך of the king, אחשוורוש. הקרובים והרחוקים, those who were near and those who were far. Verse 21. לקיים עליהם להיות עושים את יום 14 לחודש אדר ואת יום 15 בו בכל שנה ושנה. Okay, so this word לקיים, this is from the root kum, and we have it in the piel form here. So that's the dagesh is there. So in the PL, this means like to make obligatory, right? To make it stand, make it a standing event, something like that. So this is the purpose of the letters of Mordechai. L'kayem alehem, that it might be obligatory upon them. Lichot osim, to be done et yom arba'a asar l'chodesh Adar, on the 14th day of the month of Adar. Ve'et yom chamisha asar bo, and on the 15th day in it. B'chol shana v'shana, in every year and year. And by the way, sorry, this app usually makes a nice big circle over the words, and I was even selecting the colors and stuff, but I checked the YouTube videos and it's not there. I don't know what's going on. So it's having some bugs, I guess. So you just have to follow the mouse pointer. Verse 22. קיימים אשר נחו בהם היהודים מאויביהם והחודש אשר נחפך להם מיגון לשמחה ומאבל ליום טוב לעשות אותם ימי משתה ושמחה ומשלוח מנות איש לרעהו ומתנות לאביונים. So קיימים, according to the days, or as the days אשר נחו, in which they became silent or rested, vahim, among them, ha-Yehudim, the Jews, me oivehem, from their enemies, ve'ha-chodesh, and the month asher which nechpach had turned over lahim for them, miyagon, from grief, lesimcha, to joy, ume-evel, and from mourning, leyom tov, to a holiday, la'asototam, to make for them, yemei mishtei v'simcha, to make for them days of joyful feasting, probably hendiadys there, umishloach manot, and of sending food gifts, ish l're'ehu, each a man to his neighbor, like to one another. It's this kind of idiom for one another. Umatanot, and gifts la'evyonim, to the poor or the needy. All right, let me move it up so it's a bit easier to read here on my device. Let's see, so we'll move it up to verse 23. Okay, and 23 says, וקיבל היהודים את אשר החלו לעשות, ואת אשר כתב מרדכי עליהם. So, קיבל היהודים, so the Jews accepted it, they received it, they welcomed it. So they probably received it. את אשר החלו, that which they had started, לעשות, to do, ואת אשר כתב, and that which had written Mordechai had written Alehem, unto them. Verse 24. Ki Haman ben Hamidatha ha'agagi tzorer kol haYehudim. For Haman, the son of Midatha, ha'agagi, the Agagite, tzorer, was an adversary, kol, to all haYehudim, the Jews. Chashav al haYehudim, he had devised against the Jews, or planned against the Jews, le'abdam, to destroy them, to make them perish. V'hipil pur, but the pur, the lot, had been caused to fall, or the lot had felled. He felled the lot. Who? It, hagoral. That means there. Okay, so here we have this Persian word pur, and the Hebrew is telling the Hebrew readers that means a goral, right? That's a lot. Lehumam u le'abdam. So for lehumam, to confuse the people and to destroy them, right? To confuse them and to confuse them and to destroy them. Verse 25. Uvevoah לפני המלך אמר אם הספר ישוב מחשבתו הרעה אשר חשב על היהודים על ראשו ותלו אותו ואת בניו על העץ. And when it came Lifnei HaMelech, before the king, Amar im HaSefer, he said with the letter Yashuv, that machashavto, that his machinations, his bad thoughts should be returned. The bad thoughts, hara'ah, the evil bad thoughts should be returned. Asher chashav, which he had devised, al hayudim, against the Jews, al rosho, upon his head. V'talu oto, and they hung him, ve'et banaiv, and his sons, al ha'etz, on the tree. Al ken kare'u layamim ha'eli purim, al shem ha'pur, al ken al kol divrei ha'igeret hazot, u'ma ra'u al kakha, u'ma hagia alehem. So, al ken means therefore, kare'u, they call layamim, the days, ha'eli, these ones, these days, purim. Al shem hapur, because of the name pur, right? The Persian word for lot. Al ken, therefore, al kol divrei ha'igeret hazot, concerning all the words of this letter, again, that's another Persian word, igeret, uma ra'u al kacha, and what they saw concerning all of this, according to thus, uma higia elehem, and what had touched upon them, right? What had approached them. Like, the idea is that it was so close. It almost happened. Lo aleinu. Okay. Verse 27. Kimu v'kibelu haYehudim alehem ve'al zar'am ve'al kol hanilvi'im alehem ve'lo ya'avor lihyot osim et shnei hayamim ha'eli kichtavam v'chizmanam b'chol shana v'shana. So, kiyimu. So again, this is from kum in the PL, right? So here's the subject. So the Jews made it obligatory, and kibelu, and they gathered or welcomed alehem upon them the al zar'am, and all of their zera, all of their seed, meaning offspring, children, the al kol hanilvi'im, and also upon all of those who had joined alehem upon them. Remember, those who they became Jews. Velo ya'avor, and they did not transgress lichot, to do. They did not transgress in doing et shnei hayamim, the 2 days, these 2 days, right? So we have Purim and Shushan Purim, right? Or Purim Shushan. Kichtavam, as they were written, the chizmanam, and according to their times, or you could say the seasons, the chol shana, in every year, vashana, and year. Verse 28. V'hayamim ha'eli nizkarim v'nasim b'chol dor v'dor, mishpacha u'mishpacha, medina u'medina, ve'ir va'ir, v'imei ha'purim ha'eli lo ya'avoru mitoch ha'yehudim, v'zichram lo yasuf mizaram. So, v'hayamim ha'eli, so now these days, nizkarim are remembered, v'na'asim, and done, b'chol dor v'dor, in every generation. Literally, generation and generation. So this is a Hebrew idiom. Dor v'dor means like forever, right? Like eternally. Mishpacha, mishpacha, family and family. Medina, medina, province and province. Ve'ir, va'ir, city and city. V'imei hapurim ha'eli, and the days of this Purim, lo ya'avuru, shall not be transgressed. It should not cross over. They're saying, like, don't avoid it. Mitoch, from the midst of HaYehudim, the Jews. V'zichram, in their memorial, their lo yasuf, shall not end, or from sof, like sof pasuk, shall not end mizaram, from their descendants, right? Literally from their seed. Okay, let me scroll up to 29. Verse 29. ותכתוב אסתר המלכה, בת אביחיל, ומרדכי היהודי את כל תוקף, לקיים את איגרת הפורים הזאת השנית. ותכתוב Esther. So then Esther wrote, Esther Hamalka, the queen, wrote, Oh boy, okay, the subject's longer. Okay, so then Esther Hamakavat Avichail. Okay, so then Esther, the queen, the daughter of Avichail, Mordechai, and Mordechai HaYehudi, the Jew. What do? Back to the verb. Tichtov, Tichtov. They wrote. What did they write? Et Kol Tokef. They wrote all of the strength, the power, like the things that had happened. The Kayem, to make obligatory et Igeret, the letter of Purim, Hazot, this Purim, Shenit, a second time. Verse 30. Vaishlach safarim el kol haYehudim el sheva ve'esrim u'mea medina malchut Achashverosh divrei shalom ve'emet. Vaishlach safarim, and they sent letters el kol haYehudim, to all of the Jews, el sheva ve'esrim u'mea, to 7 and 20 and 100. So this is 127. Medina, province. Malchut, of the kingdom of Achashverosh. Divrei shalom, words or tidings, I'm going to say here. Tidings of peace, ve'emet, and truth. Right? Wonderful. And shalom ve'emet, this is actually like complete shalom, right? Complete shalom. It's a hendiadys, meaning that. Verse 31. The kayemet yemei hapurim ha'eli. Bizmanehem, kasher kayam alehem, Mordechai HaYehudi, ve'Esther HaMalka, ve'kasher kim'u al nafsham ve'al zaram, divrei hatzomot ve'za'akatam. So verse 31, lekayem, to establish et yemei hapurim, the days of Purim ha'eli, this Purim, bizmanehem, in their times, Kasher, according to how Kiyam Alehem, they had made obligatory upon them. Mordechai had done it. Mordechai HaYehudi, the Jew, the Esther HaMalka, and Esther the queen. The Kasher Kimu Al Nafsham, and also how they had made obligatory upon their lives. The Al Zaram, and upon their seed, offspring is what it means. Divrei Hatzumot, the things of fasting. V'za'akatam, and of their crying aloud. And then the last verse in chapter 9. Ume amar Esther kiyam divrei hapurim ha'ili v'nichtav pasefer. So me amar is just kind of like a word, a command, and the word or the command of Esther, kiyam, to establish the divrei hapurim ha'ili, these things about Purim, v'nichtav, that it should be written basefer, in a scroll. And chapter 10 is only 3 verses, so we're going to go ahead and make that part of this one to continue and finish the book of Esther. I almost said the book of Purim. I'm a bit tired. Vayasem HaMelech Achashverosh mas al ha'aretz ve'iyeh hayam. Then the king Achashverosh, he set mas. Mas is like forced labor. Yeah, like upon the land, al haaretz, the iyeh hayam, and the islands of the sea. Verse 2. V'chol ma'aseh tokpo ugevurato ufarashat gedulat Mordechai asher gidulo hamelech halo hem ketuvim al sefer divrei hayamim lemalchei madai ufaras. So I love how they just assume that we have access to these Persian books. V'chol ma'aseh, now all of the work, tokpo, this is of its might, its power in hand, his might, ugivrato, and his, this is similar, like his, again, it's a synonym, and his might, givra is might, like mighty deeds, it could be ufarashat, in the exact measure, gedulat Mordechai, of the greatness of Mordechai, asher gidulo hamelech, according which the king had magnified him. Halohem, are not they, ketuvim, written, al sefer, in the scroll of divrei hayamim, of the happenings of the days, lemalchei, usually this is translated chronicles, okay, the chronicles, but the happenings of the days, lemalchei madai ufaras, of Medium and Persia. And then finally the end of the scroll, verse 3, chapter 10, verse 3 says, Ki Mordechai HaYehudi mishnei lamelech Achashverosh. וגדול ליהודים, ורצוי לרוב וחייב, דורש טוב לעמו ודובר שלום לכל זרעו. So, okay, yep, for Mordecai, the Jew, Mishnei Lamelech, this is interesting. It's kind of like he was a double for the king, right? So he's at a very high level for the king of Achashverosh. V'gadol laYehudim, and he was great for the Jews, like meaning great in stature, right? V'ratzui, v'rov echayev, and ratzui, this is like desiring, like wanting, l'rov, for the bulk of echayev, of his brothers, doresh, seeking tov, goodness, le'amo, for his people, ve'dover shalom, and here we have kind of a rare word. Usually this would be amar or diber, but we have this dover, this active participle from this one that usually only shows up in PL, so it's very interesting instead of kal. So it's kind of poetic. And speaking shalom, l'chol zaro, to all of his seed, or all of his children. Hey, you made it. You finished the whole Megillah. Mazel tov, and a happy Purim to everybody out there from Congregation Simchat Hashem.